Hi everyone. Wow, there's a lot of you. Thank you for coming out on a Friday night. Okay, so here I go. My name's Petidis, and that's me in the background, the back right-hand corner, with one of my sisters and our parents in their cut and sew workshop in the garage of our family home. I spent most of my childhood in this industrious space. It was a hub of production, labour and play, and it's shaped who I am today. I'm a studio weaver and wear many other hats that actually pay for my life. My weaving practice is focused on making one-off pieces of cloth for exhibition, commission or via collaboration, and with the waste from that process I enjoy making small tapestries. I learned to weave nearly 10 years ago as part of studying textile design, as Erin said, and I got hooked. I'm hooked specifically on cloth as it's practical and integral to our daily lives. Cloth has great utility. We all are always almost in contact, I've mixed that up, with a fabric from what we sleep between our clothing, furniture. We use it for protection, comfort, work and pleasure. Cloth is personal and it's also a visual and sensory catalyst to tell stories. It speaks to the story of the land and conditions of the fibre, the farmer who nurtured the crop or creatures, the spinner, the dyer, the numerous hands and processes to create what we then use and imbue with the stories of our daily life. This cloth here I wove for my friend as her life cloth. It's a companion piece to her life and will gather hers and her family's stories. She may be shrouded in it one day, from life to death and everything in between. I love the process of weaving cloth. Engineering a fabric, pick by pick, is truly delightful and it's also laborious. From planning and calculating, winding a warp, dressing a loom, weaving and finishing. However, it feels so valuable, creating something strong and pliable, long-lasting and possibly beautiful as well. These exact and logical methods are also married to creative ones, selecting colours, patterns or structures, textures and embellishment, mind, hand and heart working all together. A sustaining force of my practice is my community. I'm part of a diverse and vast constellation of textile artists, practitioners, educators, students, and more collaborators who not only taught me this craft, but have provided me with opportunity for work, mentoring, and supported my practice. This network spans RMIT alumni, hand weavers and spinners guilds, Tenfold Textile Collective, and the beautiful broad creative community within Ballarat and surrounds. Being part of this community has provided me with the opportunities for work, exhibitions, awards and more. This community has changed my life. In particular, one educator, Lucy Adam, who as a student opened my world and awareness to the devastating nature of the textiles and fashion industry relating to pollution and waste, modern slavery, greenwashing and numerous other shameful practices. This cemented a strong focus on how I source my materials alongside prioritising rescue, reuse, repurpose and repair of yarns and equipment to be treated as highly valuable materials and resources, not discarded as modern life has falsely made us accustomed to throwing away, because there is no away. This leads me to a current project and action I'm involved in with a group of committed weavers, where we rescued this significant piece of weaving equipment destined for landfill, a computer-aided hand jacquard loom. It's a mouthful. This loom is currently housed in Ballarat, and we're in the process of restoring it to full working order and finding it a permanent home that will provide it with a wide audience for learning, art residencies, and hopefully small-scale production. I'm fortunate enough to have worked in one of the last weaving mills in Victoria, or Australia for that matter. That mill scrapped its jacquard program recently, so not only is rescuing the equipment to sustain the tradition of hand weaving, but also there's a strong need to rescue for the sake of our industrial craft history also, because the two intersect and they're linked. Who knows how long weaving mills will continue to operate in Australia? A story that I draw inspiration from is from these two women, Studio Éclaté, two passionate, pioneering women artists in business, Catherine and Molly, partners in life as well as their work. They enjoyed decades-long success from hand weaving from 1939 to 62, creating international quality fabrics right here in Victoria. You've never heard of them, right? They're part of our design history and craft history. They were commissioned for work that went into government and public buildings. They used local materials and people to instill a sense of pride and art in industry. I hold on to their story as something I aspire to and as a reminder to show up, speak about and celebrate hand weave as a craft or modality of design and art in Australia so that it isn't forgotten or dismissed. So these are recent commission work, a Walter Burley Griffin chair. So it was designed, and this specific chair was owned by Walter Burley Griffin, who designed Canberra and lots of other things. I researched and redesigned the original weave structure and hand wove the fabric that you saw there. So lastly, I've got to wrap things up. I want to emphasise how important the support of local art galleries, business and government here in Ballarat has been for craftspeople like myself. From the membership with UNESCO Creative Cities and the resources put in to provide opportunities such as weaving a production of 60-odd napkins for a dinner event is so unique and it really needs to be applauded. We live in a wonderful city. That is a flash about my practice, and I hope it'll make you connect to cloth and fabric with some invigorated perspective. Thank you so much for your attention. And I just wanted to add, I hope you don't sort of think it's too sort of earnest, but really weaving for me is sort of how I want to live my life. It's not just the craft, the practice of it. It's sort of an aspirational sort of way to be. Thanks so much.